and I started to count again. When I was 5 feet away, I said, now, go ballistic, go crazy, stab, 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 stab.
In 2014, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, 3 12-year-old girls were just like any other kids, laughing, whispering, and planning a sleepover. But something dark had taken hold. They'd become obsessed with a figure from the internet called the Slender Man, a faceless entity said to watch, to wait, to punish. In their minds, the threat was real. The girls believed the only way to protect themselves and their families was to act on his behalf.
He's this tall, faceless man who preys on children. There's a guy in the forest and we couldn't help ourselves.
So he's a tall, faceless man?
Mm-hmm.
So they lured their best friend into the woods. No warning, no argument, just kids, acting on what they believed to be true. Then the attack occurred. 19 stab wounds inflicted, not in anger, but in belief had done the right thing to keep their family safe.
I sort of thought that he might kill us if we did find him, though, because he has the tendency to do that.
Have you ever met him?
No. You've never seen him.
Who tells you about him?
He's everywhere.
Miraculously, the victim survived. Alone, bleeding, she crawled through the woods until someone found her. When questioned, the girls explained, "We had to do it, or the Slender Man would hurt our families." But the truth was there was no Slender Man, no shadow watching from the trees, only a story that had become so real in their minds it turned them into something unrecognizable. This case became a chilling reminder that sometimes the most dangerous monsters are not hiding in the dark, they exist in our own beliefs. Now we will go deep down on the story of 1. Who the attackers were. The 2 attackers were 12-year-old girls, both described as ordinary by neighbors and teachers. They came from stable families and were considered intelligent, quiet, and well-behaved. There was nothing outwardly violent or alarming about them. What made this case so shocking is that children so normal could plan such a horrific act, purely influenced by a fictional internet character.
Do you feel like you're a survivor?
Yeah, I shouldn't be alive. I really shouldn't after what happened. They just wanted to go on a walk, and I didn't think much of it. It's just a walk. It's in Waukesha. Like, what bad stuff happens in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
2. Obsession with Slender Man. Slender Man, a faceless, unnaturally tall figure, originated as an internet creepypasta in 2009. By 2014, he had become a popular figure among teenagers online. The girls were deeply immersed in this world, reading stories, watching videos, and sharing evidence that the figure was real. Investigators found that they truly believed Slender Man was real and could harm their families. This wasn't mere fascination, it was psychological terror manifesting as belief. 3. The planning. This was premeditated. The girls didn't act on impulse. They talked about it for weeks, discussing how to lure their friend into the woods and bring weapons. One even carried the knife in her backpack to school. They had convinced themselves that murdering their friend would please Slender Man and prevent him from hurting their families. 4. The attack and survival.
Breaking news, a 12-year-old girl is stabbed.
The girl was lured to the area by 2 of her classmates who allegedly stabbed her 19 times.
The girls had hoped the attack would earn them a home in Slender Man's mansion. Slender Man is a fictional horror character.
The victim was stabbed 19 times and left in the woods. What's extraordinary is her survival. Despite severe injuries, she managed to crawl out and find help. Her resilience stands in stark contrast to the cold, methodical way the attackers carried out the crime. 5. Legal and psychological aftermath. Both attackers were charged as juveniles, but the case sparked debates about whether they should have faced adult charges. Psychologists later diagnosed them with psychotic delusions emphasizing how a purely fictional story can become a perceived reality in young, impressionable minds. The case also became a wake-up call for parents, schools, and law enforcement about the dangers of unmonitored internet exposure for children and the influence of horror fiction online. 6. Cultural impact.
She couldn't breathe.
But she saw you there.
She saw me and she put her hand out and I rushed over to her and I put my arms around her and I laid next to her and I hugged her and I said, "You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine." But I could see that she was covered. Her arms and her legs and her abdomen, they were covered in stab wounds.
The attack ignited a national conversation about internet culture, horror media, and how children distinguish fiction from reality. The Slender Man stabbing is often cited in studies about juvenile crime, social media influence, and adolescent mental health, making it not just a tragedy, but a chilling lesson about how stories can cross into real-life horror.